Welcome back, guys. It's another morning workout talk. It's a Monday. It's 4:36 a.m. I'm like the only one in the parking lot right now with Fitness Connection. That's the gym that I go to. Yeah, no one's here, but it's so refreshing to wallow in the mire of what is considered mire. To wallow in solitude. A lot of times people think that being alone is punishment. I'm of the opposite ilk. I believe that being around so many people in the midst of so much movement and busyness, I think that's to me, a reflection of chaos in the mind. Um, but maybe perhaps it's because I'm getting older. But even when I was younger too, I think I felt that way too. I remember when I was in college, I was oftentimes by myself. I would have my headphones, just walking around by myself. I never. There was always this void, this lack that I was trying to fill. But I knew that that void or lack was not going to be filled by anything that this world had to offer in terms of the physical entrapments that we see. When I say physical entrapments, I mean in drugs, alcohol, sex. I had some of those urges, of course, as a human being, as I am currently being confined by the flesh. But I never let those things drive me. Those things weren't the motive of my operation, meaning that I wasn't going to college to seek out females to sleep with or seek out drugs or seek out parties. Did temptations come with certain things? Of course, but nothing that overwhelmed me, nothing that overtook me in the sense that I lost myself, or in a situation where, I lost my essence. That never happened. However, even till today, fast forward 20 odd years later, and I'm still that way. I think the journey and the path to fill voids is the epic of success. When you talk about success, people think it's a linear, equation where you start somewhere and you get somewhere, and then the destination becomes the marker of success or lack thereof. But I take a different approach. I don't think that the quest for success is linear. I think it's fluid. It's embodied in who you are. It's embodied in your journey. It's embodied in what you experience and how you interpret those experiences and how you use those experiences to your benefit. How you create disadvantages and you create advantages for yourself. You take the bad and you reformulate the bad into good. The power of your presence, the power of your actions, those are things that we marginalize and we undervalue because we've been bombarded and inundated with so much of the third dimensional physical realm in regards to the things that we can only capture through our eyes. So the things that we see, we see money, we see cars, we see people, we see the lie vision, which tells a lie to distort your vision. That's what the television truly is. It's a lie vision. It tells a lie to your vision. And because what we know, that old proverb of the eyes being the gateway to the soul, well, if your soul is distorted through a distorted vision, then your whole outlook on life is is inverted and changed because you're not looking at life the way you're supposed to be looking at life. Um, Nature has a way, just looking at nature in itself has a way of sobering the mind and incorporating within the conscience a mode of solemnness that that's often taken by the that's often taken away by the by the normal day-to-day living of what media and television gives us. So when a person is meditating, and I know people who don't even watch television, and those people operate very different. Now, I still do watch TV. What I do watch, I just mostly watch sports. Like I watch NBA. I'm not a fanatic, don't get me wrong. I watch, some college sports, mostly sports. Occasionally, I'll watch Netflix if I find something, if I find a series or a limited series or any show that draws my attention. But when I'm watching these things, not sports, but when I'm watching anything on Netflix or any one of those movie streaming networks, be it Hulu or Paramount Plus or Amazon Prime, whatever it is, I'm looking at movies that have nuggets of truth in it that pose as a mode of inserting fictional, stories for entertainment value, but within those fictional narratives for entertainment value, there lies within those fictional narratives truth. Things that we deem to be unreal are real. And most of the things that we think are real are the things that are not real, used as a means to distort our sense of vision. When I talked to you guys earlier about success not being linear, it's because the linear aspect that we've been given to see life as such is a detriment to the way we view life. We don't view life in a way that we know we are nothing but fractal fragments of that immortal source. And that fractal fragment of that immortal source is what you can consider to be God. And that generator and the organizer and dispenser of our reality is not a power or force that requires any of its fractal elements to worship it. When you wake up in the morning, you don't worship yourself. We're nothing but fractal fragments of source. Every living thing that's composed of an atom. Animals don't get on their knees and worship anything. Monkeys don't worship anything. Goats don't worship anything. Now, we may look at those creatures and say, oh, those are animals. Those animals are beneath us. But I'll ask you the question, are they really beneath us? In what terms? Because they don't speak like us? Oh, because we're at the top of the food chain? That's why? No. We may think that we are at the top of the food chain, but there's a different power that's above us, a power that does not lie in the physical entrapments of flesh and blood beings, but entities that feed on our emotions. They're emotional vampires. So their food isn't based upon the consumption of dead things. See, in this third dimensional reality that we exist in, it can be considered the lowest state of existence. You say, why? Why is it the lowest state of existence? Well, it's the lowest state of existence because in order for us to gain energy, we have to eat dead things. Dead animals, dead plants. There's certain beings that exist within the multiverse and multi-dimensions and interdimensional beings that they don't eat dead things. They eat power. They eat planets. They eat energy. They eat stars. They consume their energy from that. They're not eating. When I say eating, because we eat for sustenance. We've got it misconstrued here in our reality. We eat for pleasure. Higher state of consciousness, beings who have a higher state of consciousness, they eat. I say eat because that's what eating's supposed to be. It's supposed to be something you do to sustain your energy, to reassert yourself in your highest state. When a person is hungry, they're lethargic, they have lack of energy, they're not thinking straight, they're fatigued. Well, higher beings with a higher state of consciousness, they're not eating for pleasure, they're just gaining energy through different life sources. So they're either consuming people's emotions, consuming stars, consuming planets, and you have some beings that are so elevated that they just create planets. But all those beings are emanating from Source. Source creates, and then its creation creates. We all have that genetic disposition lodged in our DNA. Why do you think modern scientists today, modern man today, is still trying to create, genetically modified human beings, humanoids, and certain artificial intelligence apparatuses in those avatars so they can seem as if they're fully human, but they're not. Now they're able to sort of try to capture human beings' consciousness. It's the agenda of 2045, I believe. They're trying to capture people's consciences and then put those inside avatar bodies, or what you would consider robotic looking beings. And the person's personality and characteristics will be inserted in that avatar, and the person lives on. Why do you think that modern man is always trying to push the envelope? Let's see what else they can create. Because we all come from the source. We all share the same attributes as Source. Now, we probably don't share the same attributes in regards to advancements in our thinking and in our technological advancements. I agree that we're not as high as them. Nevertheless, we still have that same characteristics of pushing the envelope to see what we can create. The Creator creates, and its creation creates, and its creation creates. It goes on and on. Every creation is always trying to push the envelope to see how far they can expand their current reality. So we have to start pulling away from this third dimensional realm and not see things the way man says to see things. You have to see things in the way that's internal. No matter your current state, no matter if you're rich or poor, there are going to be experiences that money cannot fully help you describe, meaning that your financial status, okay, follow me here, your financial status is not indicative of what type of real true human experience you should have. So if I or you walk into a room, always ask yourself, how am I making people feel? No, don't think about how are they going to make me feel. That's not how a God thinks. You are a fractal element of the source. Don't go in any place that you go in thinking, what can somebody do for me? Go in thinking, how can I impact somebody else? And if you carry that type of thinking, if you carry that type of mantra, then that's going to set the stage of what type of life you're going to live. And there's no amount of money that can substitute that type of feeling that you have when you carry yourself in that manner. Never see yourself as a victim. That's what society would want you to think. Look at every situation that puts you in a state of being a victim. Use that as a way to plant seeds of opportunity within that perceived catastrophic event. Every moment in your life is moments of opportunity. It's not about being good or bad. It's about taking both to work out for the betterment of you, to the betterment of your makeup. There's balance in the universe. Living requires that you have bad things happen to you. Living also requires that you have to have good things happen to you as well. But to have this infantile mindset, constantly seeking the good all the time, will set you up for traps and keep you constantly disappointed, because every time something bad happens, you quickly get depressed. You quickly get low. Your countenance drops. Let's not be as such. Let's be more elevated in our thought processes, because to try to eliminate the bad is a futile attempt. As you are born, good and bad are encapsulated in your existence, and it's destined. You're destined to have that happen to you. It's an equation that you cannot escape. The only escape is through death, or cessation of life, I should say, because death doesn't exist. As long as source exists, energy never dies. Our bodies may die, but our consciousness and our souls goes elsewhere. There's something special in us, and those who think a lot, that's because you're constantly trying to spark your divinity. But I've dealt with many people who are just so blinded by the Matrix. And you say, what do you mean by the Matrix? Are you talking about the Matrix the movie? No, I'm not talking about the Matrix the movie. I'm talking about a system that we are under. All right? A system that we are under that's purposefully, intentionally doing things to constantly blind us from the reality that we are truly in. It starts with media. It starts with all these days and holidays and Mother's Day and Father's Day. All those systems, those are systems that are put in place to brainwash us. We've become material whores, materialist. Everyone's out there just going out to buy things that they just want. No one's purchasing things that they need. If you look at my balances or you look at my checking account, I spend most money on food. Not because I'm a glutton, but most of my money goes towards putting things in my body, because I'm taking care of my temple. I'm not buying cars, clothes, shoes. No. I go to Walmart for my shoes and clothes. And when I put on certain things, people say, well, I like that shirt. I like these pants. I'm like, literally, no, I got them from Walmart. And it's not because I'm cheap or because I don't have the money. I do, but I don't. Getting name brand stuff doesn't move me. That does nothing. I'm bigger than the clothes. Man makes the clothes. Fabric is made out of man. Man makes that. Why should I allow something that's created by the hands of man to dominate me? I'm the dominator. I'm the dominator. So I'm not going to let clothes or the external linens of based on man-made material dictate my temperament or dictate my self-esteem, as if I need to have a fancy pair of name brand clothes to walk into a room to feel special. No. Come on, man. I could wear anything, because it's not the clothes that makes me. I make the clothes. And what I do and how I interact with people is what's more important than the kind of clothes I have on. We become superficial, so superficial that we don't see anything beyond the surface. That's what the Matrix system provides. The educational system is an indoctrinational system. We're not truly getting educated on the truths of our reality, and those things are purposefully done. All right, well, that's my morning workout talk. It's 4:55. I'm going to start getting my stuff out. A couple of people are going in the line right now. Several cars have pulled up. Thank you guys for listening and indulging me in my little boring morning workout talks. All right, till we talk again. Thank you guys for listening. Leave a comment to me what you guys think. All right, bye-bye.